The Faded Podcast with Darren and Oscar.
Welcome back to another episode of Faded. It's your boy Oscar, aka 24 Oscar, and I'm with my boy Darren. My boy back on the channel.
We're glad to have made another episode of our podcast, and this one is 2 months in the making.
Yep. We did try to plan it, I think around the same month it came out, but then, I don't know, I think I got unmotivated. Then I was like, oh, let's talk about this, and that's still in the works, so we decided on Halloween, it is the right time to talk about, I'd say, one of the best movies that came out this year.
Best prequel ever.
Best prequel in the series, definitely.
Best prequel of all time.
Of all time, oof. What other good prequels are out there?
Star Wars.
Yep, I agree.
I don't care what anyone says, I like the prequels.
Why do we always talk about Star Wars every fucking episode? Every damn time. I mean, I don't hate on that. I love to talk about prequels, but yeah.
Because it's just something that is oversaturated.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen the new series, I think called Andor.
I've kind of checked out at this point.
Yeah, it looks decent. Looks good.
In terms of Disney Star Wars, last time I watched it was for our 5-year anniversary podcast.
Yeah, it looks decent. I think because they sprinkled in a lot of Easter eggs. But
That only works so many times.
Yeah. I don't know the whole theme of it, because I said I'm not into Rogue One nowadays, not as I used to, but so I wasn't really intrigued with the main character from Rogue One, or the whole theme of it, so I was like, but the clips I saw, it looks decent, so maybe I'll come around and see it.
Yeah, so point being that if we do a podcast in December, we're going to probably talk about something else.
It will, yeah. But since it's Halloween's around the corner, is there any traditional horror movies, Halloween movies you normally watch? Any recommendations?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Classic.
I'm gonna say it's one of those movies that really is that good.
It'd be that good.
Yeah, it's a perfect movie. I give it an A+, a 10 out of 10. All
that jazz.
Or however you guys rank the movie, I would give it the highest rank. Oh, why am I saying A+? Going by Sega ranking, I would give it an S rank.
For me, it's the Insidious trilogy. I love the story behind it. I think just the horror factor is just genius. This was before the Stranger Things movies, the Stranger Things series, so the whole Outer World thing. I think Insidious started that first.
Yeah, and unlike Stranger Things, the Insidious didn't get a fourth entry that kind of made people check out.
Yeah, I wish there was an Insidious 4.
Yeah, it'd probably be more interesting than Stranger Things 4, because I've not seen it myself, but apparently from what you told me, it's not really as good, and I know that everybody except for my mom ended up checking out at that point.
Yeah, so...
And my dad.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did watch a few episodes and I got turned off because it started off really slow, like it's just them in high school, drama and all that. I was like, this is going nowhere. So after a while I did come back to it because they were hinting on dropping the last 2 episodes. So I kept watching and I was like, okay, this is slowly getting better. I am intrigued with it. So it's all because 11, like no spoilers, is in this isolated place from what we used to see. So I was enjoying that side of the story. And then the other characters, they're all messing around a bit, but they are connecting together slowly and trying to figure out how to get to this other world. And it's all dropping this whole Thanos-styled villain that's gonna wreak havoc. and that's when it's gonna drop the next side season of it. It's kind of like the first season, and then they're dropping the extra episodes onto it. So I haven't seen those yet because I'm still turned off by it. I didn't get around to it, but yeah, I kind of take back what I said. Like, it's being weak. It's not my favorite season from the show, but it's not the worst. I say it starts off really slow.
Yeah, I guess you just have to keep watching to see if it gets better. But still, those first couple of episodes count.
Yeah, the 11 stories are great. So, so speaking of, I don't know, we're gonna talk about Prey. So, a really good monster movie. So, have you seen the other Predator movies?
I've seen the original one.
Yeah. I've seen mostly all of them except the Alien vs. Predator movies.
Well, I mean, those were made by the same guy who made those Resident Evil movies, with Mila Jovovich in the main role.
Yeah.
And first couple of those movies aren't too bad, but I would say the point where Paul W.S. Anderson stepped back into the director's chair was when that movie series got the reputation it has now. Of them basically being Paul Anderson showing that he has a hot wife.
Yeah, I might come around and watch those. I will say the first Predator is what I think is a 10 out of 10. Like,
Yeah,
best action movie ever.
Yeah, going back to Predator,
Perfect.
classic with Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
And
Carl Weathers. Banger.
Yeah, this and Apollo Creed, he can go to his grave knowing that he played two badass black dudes.
So, 10 out of 10 movie. No, I saw Predator 2. It's kind of weird for me. It's not my thing, but I understand why a lot of people love it. It is what a sequel is back then. Like, they try to do something different with it. To me, it's just too weird for me. Too crazy.
And also, Danny Glover's in the lead role. Different black dude with a mustache. I mean, I think people preferred him in stuff like Lethal Weapon, the Lethal Weapon quadrilogy. Definitely, definitely good.
Yeah.
But I guess with Predator 2, he was too old for this shit.
Yeah. And then there's Predators in 2010, which was an okay movie. I think this was the same era where we had the Hunger Games, the Maze Runner type of movies. You know, like the teen audience. So I think that's what they're trying to grab. So it's apocalyptic future.
I think Predators was released 2 years before the first Hunger Games movie. So
yeah.
So I guess it was 2 years ahead of its time.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, we're a bunch of strangers. We woke up in this big dome. And oh no, it's a game, it's a challenge. We have to survive. And oh no, something happens towards the ending. It's like a Maze Runner, Hunger Games type of movie. It's very dystopian. That's a good way of saying it.
And from what I hear, it has the same problem as Predator 2, with the lead being miscast in the role. In Predator's case, Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
As the lead.
Yeah, they're not super memorable. Not like the first two.
Yeah, basically Predator meets Brody Quest.
And then the Predator 2018 one, which is honestly
the Predator.
I hate it. I can say it's the worst movie I ever saw, ever.
Well, unless we decide to podcast about surviving Christmas in December.
It was trash. It's like if the Transformers movie made a Predator movie, but instead of the charm of it, it's just a lot of goofy off-the-wall characters and then the monsters. It's like if Nickelodeon made a movie, a Nickelodeon teen movie about high school kids being stupid, featuring the Predator. It's on that level.
Do not give them ideas. Do not.
I'm just trashing the fuck out of them. Honestly, terrible movie. And then they made like, oh, autism is a superpower, and you can contact aliens.
Autism is not a superpower. It is a disability that some of us are able to live with and live normal lives, and hopefully not get into crazy antics.
No. If that's the case, then I should be contacting aliens. I have what the kid has, and like, that doesn't make me any smarter or intelligent. I'm making podcasts.
People have tried to portray autism that way since Rain Man.
Yep.
But at least Rain Man never went to that extreme.
So now we are on Prey in 2022. So this movie is set in the 1700s, so the timeline is way back. It's a new breath of fresh air, some might say. And you have a new character in a whole new different environment in a native tribe. And we see an original Prey.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this right now. If the main character was real, I would marry her.
She's badass.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not just a physical attraction, because I like strong women, and she definitely shows herself as a strong and capable woman, both physically and mentally strong.
She can cook you food. She can go out and hunt a lion.
Well, I would help her with that.
Yeah, this is a good movie. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and the movie overall was definitely one that they should have made many decades ago.
Oof. More decades.
It should not have been that hard. You should have just made a movie like this back in the late 80s, Fox.
Well, this has a lot of potential, because they can really do a whole lot of the timeline stuff, so the next movie could be about, I don't know, maybe the Templar era, so maybe a bunch of knights try to take down a fucking predator with a laser. They have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, and maybe they could also cast a female lead in a medieval Predator movie. That way we could be historic babes versus Predator.
So that's one thing about the movie, people do whine and complain about. They think the main character is a Mary Sue, which I really don't see at all.
This isn't Captain Marvel, people.
No. See, there's a difference. Like, Captain Marvel has a gift and a power, and she has, no struggles with it, no whatever, but with this main character in Prey, like, she thinks differently from her other tribes in a more tactical way. It's like she already comes across the alien first. She knows what he's capable of. So, of course, she's gonna act different from the others, so that way she's more advanced, she's more intelligent, she knows what to do. That's why she's the last one standing.
And if she was a Mary Sue, I would definitely not want to marry her.
You are simping so hard. I get you.
Well, now I know. Now I fully know how you feel about Zendaya.
Yeah, fair enough. I talk about her too much. What's funny? I want my macho men back. Like, this woman is ruining the Predator franchise. Where are my big, strong, muscly men from the first one talking about vagina jokes and wrestling and sweaty muscles, and then they're taking down an alien with a vagina mouth, and then Schwarzenegger destroyed it with wood. That's right, wood killed the vagina.
People, if you want to, if you want the tone of the original movie, just watch the original movie.
Exactly. There's like a huge difference. So, people would say, oh, it's a macho movie, but to me it's like, yeah, it starts off like very macho, but then how they would do it, like the machine guns trying to take down the Predator, it doesn't work. So that's why Schwarzenegger had to switch tactics. That he covers his face with mud. He uses he goes full Rambo, so he has to use environments to his advantage. He has to sneak around, hide in water, create weapons with his bare hands, stabs him and all that, create traps.
And after just hearing that, it would make sense why they did the whole 18th century Native American tribe.
Yeah.
Because that's a timeline where that's the only option.
Yeah. Because I said all that because it makes sense, because muscle doesn't take down the Predator. So with the native, who is basically the weakest out of all the tribes, she manages to survive. She uses the nature and the forest to her advantage.
And meanwhile, we see some of the hunters of her tribe be the all muscular macho men ones. Yeah. Just like all the other characters from the original movie.
Like there was the scene with the tribes, they go out hunt a lion or tiger or something. So they're like cheering and all that, like, oh, he got the animal, he saves the day. To me, I was thinking, like, what if he didn't kill it? What if he just found it dead and then picked up saying, oh, I killed it? And it'll end up being a liar's reveal type of thing towards the ending. So that's what I was thinking of, like, they're trying to be too macho with it. Because he just killed it off screen. We don't know if he really did it or not.
Yeah, it's like the fake out shark kill in Jaws.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's a lot of people complaining about the animals in the movie, like the CG was rough, with the bear or the snakes and all that. Did you have a problem with that?
No. I thought they were used sparingly. And the dog was real, right?
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, I think the dog was real, and it was definitely well trained.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing like the Revenant style of bear they created, but, I don't care anymore. And people say, oh, I don't think that's realistic. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's a movie about a predator.
It's fiction.
Yeah, you're really gonna see a bear getting knocked out by a predator? No, so just enjoy it. It's not the Revenant.
Use your imagination.
Like the animals are fine, I think, because they struggle with the whole movement of it, like the bear awkwardly running. I think that's the only thing that threw me off, but other than that, I don't care. It's not a bear movie.
Yeah, I mean, if it was, then we would go watch The Revenant.
Yeah. Then the new Alien. So he kind of, I don't know. He didn't abuse his powers, to be fair. So,
and not to mention, it's a more primitive form of the Predator and his technologies.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because even in the 1700s, technology is still advanced to these aliens. So who knows what they have. But the thing with the Predator, which I like about the movies, and like in comparisons to Aliens, which is not my thing, he would see the challengers, and see what they're gonna do to attack him, and he's gonna be on that same level. So hence, if they're gonna use melee weapons, Predator will use the blades. If they're gonna use guns, Predator will use the lasers, If they're gonna use fist, Predator will use fist. So he's playing fair because they're hunters. They take that as a challenge. They're not gonna do easy kills. They try to find the toughest person on each planet.
It's all a game to him.
It is, yeah. And that's why he doesn't attack the lady yet, because he's like, she's not a threat to him. But you know, those other people, those, was it the other hunters? They try to take him down.
Yeah, it's all the logic of fight the real enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just really enjoy that movie. Like, I say, we don't see a whole lot of blood that's too real. I say it's just a whole lot of CG blood. Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it'd be hard to get these people to actually bleed.
Yeah.
And you can only use so much fake blood, and the fake blood is probably hard to clean up.
Yeah.
And what if they have to shoot the scene again?
Yeah. I think just in comparison of the other ones where it's really gory and bloody, I think they try to make it too clean. I don't know if they're trying to pander to a whole wide range of audience. Maybe they don't want to be too grossed out by it.
That's probably the case.
Because even the alien bled out green blood. So I'm like, okay. But what about the other people?
Well, I mean, if it's the alien, then I can somewhat forgive it.
Yeah. The way, we'll see sorry, I forget the name of the main character, but like, she's badass. She would, like, kill the other people. She has, like, some knife on a string, just swirl it around. She'll, like, do bow and arrows.
Let me search the name up. Her name is Naru.
Naru, okay. We'll call her Naruto. Because she fights like Naruto. She's throwing weapons.
Probably.
And then I think the brother is also playing a big part, because he's one of the last few who survived.
Yeah,
So,
she's and he serves as her sidekick when it just becomes them.
it is, yeah.
You know, it's sort of a secondary protagonist role.
It is, yeah.
Well, secondary protagonist besides the dog.
Yeah. The dog was great.
Yeah.
What I did like was the Predator can check the thermal heat of the bodies. So that way she had this thing to inject one of the persons to make them feel freezing cold. That way the Predator doesn't see them, predicting they're dead already. But
It's amazing that that she was able to realize that even if their technology is inferior.
Yeah. And then she used the Predator's own weapons against him. We did see a moment where it's like a tracking laser, and it killed out a lot of people. So in the last fight, she was able to take that, put it in place of a quicksand, which was brought up before, and then she used that to the advantage, thinking, oh, it will kill the Predator. But if he ever came out of it, he was able to use that laser just to shoot that alien in the head. Almost like a last resort.
That was a good last resort to have. And it goes to show how resourceful she was.
Yeah. I will say the whole setting up thing with the traps and all that, it is pretty Predator 1 vibes. Even you get to see the other alien just preparing himself.
Well, I'm gonna say this. It does not hurt to be careful. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it does, but you never know how tough your opponents are.
It is, yeah. I don't know if they're trying to be too safe with the movie, trying to throw hints or trying to make the stuff similar to the first one. just so
Well-
it panders to the old fans.
Well, I mean, it doesn't feel too forced. Even the "if it bleeds, we can kill it," them adding that line from the first movie,
Yeah,
it definitely they definitely do it in a way where it feels natural,
yeah.
and they might be thinking the same thing.
Yeah. My favorite part was in the 1700s. That guy said, "Get to the chopper," and a helicopter showed up. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger came back as the Terminator. Started beating the fuck out of him like it's Mortal Kombat.
Is the Terminator playable in a Mortal Kombat game? I know the Predator is.
Yeah, in Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, so you can do Terminator versus Predator for real. And yeah, and now we just need to see if well, is there a Native American character in Mortal Kombat? Native American woman. That way we can see can feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger's character versus Naru.
Not that I know of now. Tanya,
Well,
I guess.
Hmm.
But not native.
well, dang.
Is there anything else we're missing from the movie?
Well, there is the part where she gets captured by those French people.
Yeah, there's that.
No, I like that that even back then there were also human threats, and
Yeah.
they're not just copies of the human threats from the original movie.
Yeah, it was rather different. It's more historical in that sense. So like capturing her, and then they also caught the brother as well, threatening him. But I think that's when the alien came in and started destroying the place, wasn't it?
Yeah, and destroying them.
Yeah. And then they started to held the two hostage on a tree in the middle of a forest.
And after they got free, the brother sacrificed himself.
It did, yeah. In a bit of a heroic way, I think he distracted the alien. He did last a really long time. I will give him that. Did some Native American shit, some really good fighting, but it only lasted long. So RIP to him.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have, in terms of Survivor movies, what helps is being the main character.
And there was one moment towards the ending, which is a reference to Predator 2, where I don't know, I think it's the native. She got a pistol, and I think she gave it to someone. And it's the same flintlock pistol that the alien gave to Danny Glover in the end of Predator 2.
So they at least saw stuff from those lesser sequels to see what worked. And
Yeah,
not to mention the ending line where Naru is saying, "We need to move camp."
Yep.
Oh, that was a fun ending line. Also, the animation in the end credits was pretty well done.
I remember, yeah. Just so it looks historical, looks real. Yeah, I did. It was a great movie. I actually really enjoyed it. It's something I want to keep watching over and over. Also, I think it's like top 2, top 3 best Predators. Best Predator movies.
From what I've seen, it's definitely top 2, but this and the original movie are the only 2 ones I've seen.
Yeah. So I'll say Predator 1, number 1, obviously. I would say Prey for me as number 2. And then Predator 2 as number 3. And then 2010 Predator. And then 2018 is the 5th one.
Yeah, I guess with all the sequels, it's a bit of a downhill slope.
It was. So this new idea for the timeline being placed in 1700s, just something new. It's actually a good idea. It kind of almost saved the franchise.
There are many possibilities they can go from there.
Yeah, they could do any other timeline. It would be a cool idea, like Aztecs and pyramids. Maybe Predator came down. Maybe the Predators built the pyramids. Or maybe the Stonehenges. Maybe we see Knights and Templars. Gotta go full Assassin's Creed on that. Just do different timelines, but with the aliens. Let's just do that.
Or if they want to continue doing natives, how about natives on a tropical island?
Yeah. I feel like there's gonna be a sequel to Prey. Like, we're still gonna see Naru. Maybe?
Well, I hope that they can continue doing her character right.
Yeah. Because I feel like her story is not over yet. But we haven't seen the other characters before. Like, they're all new every single movie. So who knows?
Well, I mean, if they can't get Naru back, I'd at least like to see what else her actress has done.
Yeah, I think this was her first performance. I think this is her first time acting. Either her or the brother.
You know what, I'm gonna search that up right now.
It was one of those, and I was like, damn, they're both really good. It's surprising it's their first performance.
Well, I mean, looks like she's done some stuff before Prey.
Okay, so I think it was the brother, to be fair.
A lot of it I've not heard of.
Yeah, I mean, this was the big performance from her.
Oh, it looks like she's going to be in the new Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action show.
Okay, there's that.
May the Avatar spirits have mercy on her. And anyone else unfortunate enough to star in it with her.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
They already did after the by continuing it after the original creators left.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Hopefully all the actors can have their survival instincts, and just like Naru facing off the Predator, where they're facing off the script of live action Avatar.
So what do you think of this movie? Does this make you want to watch the other Predators? Are you becoming a Predator fan? Or you're just mad about it?
Well, I at least might watch the first one again. But also, since Prey is from the same director as 10 Cloverfield Lane, I might rewatch that movie too.
Yeah, not a good monster movie.
Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane's another good one, and I hope that the director does another good horror movie in terms of his next one that he does.
Yeah, hopefully. They needs to do more stuff like this. Have you ever been a Alien fan? Because I really couldn't get into it.
I love the Alien movies, the original quadrilogy.
Yeah. I tried and tried. I watched the first Alien movie twice. I don't know if I'm just not... Maybe it's just too slow for me, or maybe it just takes a long time. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I wasn't really in the right mood. Like, I was, on my phone or distracting myself. I just assumed or predicted that, it's gonna happen towards the ending or something. So it's just a lot of slow movements.
Well, I mean, if you're going for more of an action-packed feel, that's what Aliens is for.
Yeah. Which I understand. I appreciate the first one for what it is, like how much of an impact it was.
The tagline for Aliens was "This time it's war."
Yeah. So maybe that's one for me.
I guess you could maybe watch the first Alien to get some context about Ellen Ripley's backstory in Aliens.
Yeah. I say like the whole Ridley Scott story thing, I think it's too complicated for me. Like there's like a whole new backstory for each of the aliens and the characters and the ships and the planets. It's just like too much for me to absorb. Like how am I supposed to know all this? Even though I did like Prometheus, I did like that on its own. But it's just alien movies.
Well, I mean, Ridley Scott's done some really good non-alien projects like Blade Runner, Gladiator, and The Martian.
Yeah. No, I know he's a good director.
Yeah, and the Metroid video games took a lot of inspiration from Alien, and even named the pterodactyl monster that killed Samus's parents after Ridley Scott.
Oh no, I remember. Yeah. I always wondered that.
Honestly, I think that Metroid should have found a monster to also name after James Cameron, because he made Aliens.
Yeah. I tried Alien Covenant. I said I liked it a little more than the first one because I think there was more upbeat, more stuff to do, but still, it did go on for far too long.
Yeah. Also, it takes the mystery out of the aliens, the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
It tells us that they were created by were science experiments, which I think part of the fun of the Alien movies that I've realized in recent years is the just like Willy Wonka, the less you know about them, the more interesting they are.
The less you know, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best mystery behind it. Like, oh, you don't know what's out there. You don't know where they came from, what happened. They just showed up. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's the Pandora's box of horror movies.
Yeah. Like the Predator movies, which I prefer because they weren't that deep in the lore. You just know that, oh, there's predators who hunt other people from other planets just as a game, and that's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it kind of has some symbolism. You know, like how rich people like to go hunting and kill wild animals for sport.
Yeah, that's it for them. Like, we don't need to know if there's a civilization, like they're regular people, and then, you know, some predators in an office building just typing, working 9 to 5, going home to their family and kids and all that. And then there's the people who are the hunters, who just go out. And then we have to deal with those.
My guess is the predators coming down to Earth to hunt are probably the ones who are members of all the space country clubs.
Yep. It's like hunting foxes for us.
Yeah, we're the foxes, and they're the mean old hunters with guns.
Yeah. I think it was Predator 2. There was the Easter egg where they're on the ship, and you see the xenomorph skull, because, you know, they collect skulls and spines, and then that's just a little Easter egg right there. And then we didn't expect them to do a crossover.
Well,
because they weren't trying to be that deep in the lore. It was like, haha, we killed a xenomorph.
Well, to be fair, they did try to set up the Alien vs. Predator movies for years with comic books and video games, but from what I hear, those are probably better than the actual finished movie.
Yeah. Because I bet there was more to it.
Sometimes it's the journey that counts rather than the destination.
Yep. Here we are with the deep quotes. Yeah, I think the Predators, when it comes to lore and all that, I think the only thing was, again, Predator 2, where you see the other aliens showing up, kind of like holograms. They're kind of like They look like they're the ones that run the whole hunting organization. And then you get different species, and they all have different rankings. So the Prey movie, it looks like he's on a lower ranking. So he's just trying to collect the strongest person on the planet and show it to the grandfathers of the predators, just so they can earn their rankings. That way they get more armor, more weapons, from what I'm assuming. Because I think there are comics for predators. There's different classes, different rankings, they all have different names, and some are strategic, but there are some who don't follow the rules at all. Like if they'll kill innocents for no reason. It's like a weird society for them.
And honestly, going back to how it can symbolize human life, that's you can honestly compare that to how people are.
Yeah,
with all the rankings and lifestyles.
it is, yeah. It's just they're not throwing that out towards us, we just think of it. That's why it works.
Yeah, and it doesn't take away from the movie.
Yeah.
In fact, it adds to it.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we could be wrong. Maybe they're just aliens that kill people. Who knows?
I mean, I'm sure the filmmakers weren't going too deep into it themselves, and we're just leaving it to interpretation.
Yeah. So I think.
But we still know that they didn't just do generic monster bad movie.
Yeah.
And are just letting us decide for ourselves.
Yeah. Because even in that 90s era where they'll just copy something, like RoboCop would be Terminator, or this movie would be that. So Predator could have been trying to be a badass version of Alien. Who knows? So maybe they didn't try to think that much of the lore and story behind it. Maybe they're just trying to do a cash grab of that. And that ended up being a success.
Yeah, I mean, became a cash grab when they decided to make sequels, and it shouldn't have taken over 30 years to make one that worked.
Yep. I say this is done right for a prequel.
And as I've said, best prequel ever.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it would work for every sort of franchise. Like, I don't think Alien would be doing this, because it's very futuristic, the Alien franchise. So
I think in terms of Alien, they're too far gone to make prequels like this.
yeah, Predator makes sense. So I give them that. They can go like in the past or be futuristic if they want.
Yeah, they've actually never done a prequel before. It's always been what happens afterwards, not before.
Yeah. I think Prometheus was a bit of a prequel, wasn't it, for the Alien franchise?
Well, it took place a couple years before Alien.
Yeah, because I think they revealed Xenomorph towards the ending, like, oh, this was the creation. And we see some engineers kind of hinting like they're the creators. They're basically the gods, in a way, so very heavily on the religion stuff. Even that one, it gets you thinking like, oh, maybe there is a god out there, and there is a Jesus. Maybe Jesus was an alien. Maybe it's like the engineers in sort of a way.
And they're not being too oversaturating with the religion.
Yeah.
And and this was before Alien Covenant made that whole arc wacko.
Yeah, so that's about it. Don't know what else to talk about. Is there anything else lately?
Well, I know that the Gold edition of Resident Evil Village is coming out on Friday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is going to have the Winter's expansion.
Mm.
And I've been making sure to keep up with the Resident Evil community on Twitter, and it's just made me excited to play Resident Evil Village. And you know what? First chance I get, I am going to make sure to play Village and the Winter's expansion.
I've been wanting to play those games. Only played Resident Evil 6, which is the worst one. It has nothing to do with horror.
Honestly, it's
It's something.
not too well. It's not too bad nowadays, but
At the time.
people wanted more horror.
Yeah.
It got turned into the generic action series.
Yeah, it was an era where everyone was trying to ride off the wave of Call of Duty's type of actions, so all the horror games turned into action. Even my boy Dead Space 3 was just action, there's nothing to do with horror.
And
they did the same with Resident Evil 6.
and I know that lately they've been remaking the old games and trying to give them more of a horror aspect to them, like what they're doing with number 4 right now. And maybe if they want to continue, they could try to give more of a horror focus to 5 and 6.
Yeah. That's what they did recently. They went back to its roots for the horror stuff. You know, when they went first person. So that was really good. But yeah, I want to get a PS5, and then they're going to remaster Resident Evil 4 on it. So that's the first thing I'm going to get. And they're going to remaster Dead Space 1.
Yeah, I hope to get a PS5 too, so I can play the 4 remake.
It's still hard to find. Still expensive. God damn.
Yeah, I don't think my invitation request for a PS5 went through yet.
That's what I did. I did that yesterday. I doubt it's gonna do it because it's gonna be high demand for the Christmas.
Well, I just hope I get one eventually.
Well, I saw another movie. Another banging Adam Sandler movie. It came out this year. It's called Hustle.
Oh, Hustle?
Yeah. So any basketball fans, you're gonna love this movie. It's a bit of a Rocky theme type of movie. So Adam Sandler being the coach, trying to find a new next big star. So he went to find Bo Cruz, which is played by a real NBA star, Juancho Hernan-Gomez for the Celtics. So I'm surprised he's a really good actor. He really did a good job on it.
Well, it's not the first basketball movie that you've seen with an NBA star in a role.
Hinting on a Space Jam 3. They should make a NBA cinematic universe. Make that connect with Bugs Bunny. Yeah, really good movie. They had a lot of NBA stars in it, because the whole theme is in Philadelphia, so of course it's gonna be the Sixers. So you have someone old like Dr. J, an old man who just shows up, and then you get a lot of the Sixers players. Even Allen Iverson, but he was like on a social media post video, because the whole thing was Bo Cruz. He's trying to get his recognition, so they're doing like a trending challenge, which is the Bo Cruz challenge, like try to defeat him in an NBA match. So it was buzzing, so every celebrity is talking about it. And then motherfucking Allen Iverson, just on a... They must have called him up saying, hey, we're making a movie, can you make a fake Instagram post video talking about the challenge? And then he's here like, yeah, this new challenge is crazy, man. It's your boy Allen Iverson signing off. He only had like 10 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, but I guess that point of that scene is how not to behave on Instagram.
But yeah, great movie. A really great movie.
Yeah, this is what we need to see more of Adam Sandler doing.
Yeah. I heard he's really good at basketball. I heard he's great.
Well, how come he's never done a basketball movie for one of his Happy Madison films?
Maybe he just needs to be the coach. I mean, I saw him. Maybe we saw him on Grown Ups briefly doing 3-pointers.
Well, I've never seen Grown Ups.
The first one, yeah, he briefly played basketball. No way, that's the whole thing. Because there were kids at first playing basketball, and then at the ending, they play basketball.
Maybe I should see Grown Ups, or maybe not. I'll probably just skim the Wikipedia summary.
No, I love Grown Ups. I love the first one.
Yeah, because from what I understand, just like with the Paul Blart movies, they say at least it's not the second one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's what I think of Paul Blart. At least the first one is not the second one.
yeah. Yeah, from Uncut Gems to Hustle, Adam Sandler is really stepping up. It really is like a Rocky style movie, so maybe that's why I love it. So I suggest a lot of people watch it. But hey, speaking of Rocky, the new trailer is out for the next Creed movie. That's a nice segue to it. I did not see the trailer yet.
Yeah, did you want to react to it?
Yeah, I'll get on my phone. I only seen the posters. I didn't want to make assumptions.
I'm gonna pull up the Creed 3 trailer too. I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I'll just put it on my phone. No, I'll put it on my computer.
Okay, let me know when you're playing it.
Okay. I'm not gonna show on the podcast just because it's too much editing. But
Yeah, and
Creed 3.
if any of you people are still listening, you
I spent the
can
last
react
7
to
years of my life.
or in this case, watch it with us.
Yeah.
After we pull it up and start a countdown.
Yeah, I'll put the audio on just so they can hear. It's just really low.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. All right. When I say go, we hit the play button. Okay.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
I spent the last 7 years of my life living out my wildest dreams.
So this is focusing on him being rich and successful, and
Oh, it's Rocky 3 vibes. I hope not.
honestly, I'm getting more Rocky 2 vibes. I heard in Creed 2 he was fighting Ivan Drago's son.
Yeah, he did in the second one.
Glad to have you back. I know I've been away long.
Kind of a weird transition there. From director Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
The guy that-
he's directing it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going from cameoing in Space Jam 2 to directing Creed 3.
That's cute. I know what you're doing, Donnie. You don't owe this to nothing. Damien's fighting the world. He's trying to hurt people.
I feel like Damien is related to someone.
Holy shit, that guy's ripped.
I'm coming for everything. You threatening me?
Something is going on with you.
Damien was like family.
He's gonna lose, isn't he?
Oh, we past talking.
Then maybe you just have to find out.
So are they raising up the threat level there?
Yeah.
Kind of feels like it with all the vibe.
I need you to let go of your fear. Let go of the guilt. let go of whatever was and walk into what is.
I fear those chains are breaking, yeah. I fear God, I don't fear death. I see those stripes and take a step.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm
definitely
intrigued.
interesting.
I'm kind of scared. I'm almost thought. I don't know if it's official or not, but I thought they're gonna reveal that he's the son of Clubber Lang. I was like, not again. Not that I hate that, but I kind of like. I don't want too many characters.
I feel like they might do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want too many characters coming back. Like it's.
They could just have him be inspired by Clubber Lang.
Yeah, I did get Clubber Lang vibes. I just, I don't want it to be, oh, they're all coming back. Like, I want it to be original. I don't want it to rely on the characters in the past.
I guess we'll just have to see how the reviews for this one stack up.
Yeah. Like, Apollo Creed's son, as a movie, is a good idea. Rocky in it makes sense. And then, like, the second one with Ivan Drago, I was like, okay, that's a cool idea. It's pretty badass. But that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, I mean, with that makes sense, because Ivan Drago was a machine, and he was the guy that
He killed Apollo Creed.
So that
it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. But that's it. I don't want Clubber Lang coming back. I don't want fucking Hulk Hogan. I don't want him back in anything. I don't like him. I don't. The random one from Rocky 5 or Rocky 6, which is that young one who just won.
Yeah, I mean Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that boxer was not portrayed as a villain.
No, Rocky felt bad, so he let him win at the end, which was he was a good guy.
I mean that was the spirit of the Rocky movies. It wasn't about winning. It was about proving that you can make it in the world.
Yeah, like Rocky lost how many times? Like 3-4 times in the franchise.
I think just about.
Even in the first movie, like, that's not the point of the movie, it's him making it big, like, him pushing himself and believing himself, that's the whole message.
Yeah, it wasn't about winning.
I can't remember if Creed lost, maybe once, I can't remember.
Creed lost in Rocky 2.
Rocky 2, yeah.
Yeah, except they were portraying Creed a bit more as a villain in that one.
Yeah.
Which kind of made sense.
But Creed's son in the new Creed movies, did he lose? I think once, didn't he?
Yeah, I think I remember that I watched the first Creed movie at Christos' house one time, but left before the end of the final showdown. And when I asked Christos about it, next time I saw him, he told me that, yeah, Creed lost.
Yeah.
In Creed.
Like, he lost, but he did win in the end in the movie, so.
Yeah, I mean, he proved his point.
They need, like, a new generation of boxers, so can we bring back, I don't know, like, the movies would have celebrities, like the Hulk Hogan type of people. So we just need a new generation of those. So can we get Floyd Mayweather, get Manny Pacquiao, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, just them making cameos, like, oh, do like a Rocky versus Hulk Hogan thing where it's like a short charity match fight. Just do that briefly in the Creed movies.
Yeah, except it sounds like these guys can be taken a bit more seriously than the Hulkster.
Yeah. The Hulk Hogan nowadays, he's just a big controversial mess.
And he's probably all tired.
Yeah, he's all washed up. Yep.
Yeah, this is why you gotta show your serious side in life.
I don't know why him of all people, because he's WWE. And then
Well,
Mr. T, he wasn't at all.
Well, because Mr. T did some other stuff with his life.
Yeah.
Like he got to play the cop in Probably with a Chance of Meatballs.
Tom Fu!
Yeah, that animated role was clearly written with him in mind.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, and that character had heart to him, because not only was he Mr. Teacup, but he also proved to be a good father by making it rain ice cream for his son's birthday.
He just does a lot of references. I got my eye on you. Pity for fool.
Yeah, they basically made it Mr. T cartoon cop while still remembering to make him a real character.
I really like that movie, Cloudy with a Chance. The second one was disappointing, but
Well, they recast Mr. T in that movie.
maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't understand why people dislike the first one.
Third of what?
Like the first Cloudy movie.
Well, because there are some people that think that you can draw better than people that made the movie.
Yeah. There's just too much of the cartoon community shitting on it.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
get
I'll watch the movie in its entirety.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's not the most faithful adaptation of a book, but
It's
the book was
funny.
it was a short story, and,
Yeah.
and they clearly knew that a short picture book can't be turned into a feature film easily. So they're trying to make it its own thing.
Yeah, I thought they did well.
And it also had a pretty great all-star cast. I mean, Bill Hader played the main inventor character.
Yeah. The character itself looks a lot like Rick Sanchez. Looks like a younger version of him with the lab coat, the shirt, the messy hair. Maybe that is Rick.
The Faded Podcast with Darren and Oscar.
Foods. Maybe because he already did that. Maybe he got bored of it. Or maybe it's one of those Rick clones from the other universes, so...
Maybe if season 7 comes out next year, they'll do it as a 10-year anniversary to the second movie.
They might. Yeah, so I think that's about it for this episode. So Prey, really good movie, really good prequel. I recommend it.
Me too.
So yeah, that's about it for this episode. Thank you for staying and watching for this long.
Even if you fast forwarded, thanks for giving the later parts of the podcast a chance, and you have a happy Halloween, dudes.
Yep. Go watch Darren's channel.
I made a commentary on Kirby's Dream Land
Yeah, so go watch
In honor-
that.
in honor of the Return to Dreamland remake coming out next year.
Yep. So it's a lot of good stuff. We got some more plans we might do for the next episode. Maybe the Kid Cudi movie.
Yeah, just have like 1 or 2 more chapters left. Chapter 5 was definitely a hard one to get through, but I was able to chug through it.
So that might be next
Yeah,
idea.
We'll talk about it when I finish the dang special.
I'm just torturing you with it. So yeah, are you done yet? Are you done yet?
It's not that torturous.
It's
Just
just-
the falling out parts.
Yeah. Anyone who's watched Intergalactic, you might know what we meant. So, yeah. See you next time, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll be seeing you soon.
Bye bye for now.